African countries can never own nuclear weapons, not because they're not capable of, but because they signed a deal. It's called the Pelindaba Treaty back in 1996. So African countries came together and agreed that they would never create, build, develop, test, or deploy nuclear weapons here in Africa. In fact, I would have you know that in 1960 to 1966, that France tested 17 nuclear weapons in Algeria. Of course, that exposed the citizens and the environment to high levels of radiation, of which they are facing consequences of till today. So that was a way of Africa reclaiming its power. However, in a world where power is tied to nukes, did we make the right decision? Because nukes equals leverage. You'd see the West, China, even smaller countries using this as leverage. Did we make the right choice? Till date, it is still one of the most controversial treaties that Africa has signed, because what is the guarantee that the rest of the world will respect that treaty? Yes, Africans are saying, we don't want you to bring your nuclear politics to our land, but what is the guarantee that they will listen? And now, with what's going on between Israel and Iran, of course, questions about nukes have arisen, especially amongst the African forums. Now, if Africa wants, some form of bargaining power as it concerns our defense and what we have in our arsenal, what are we using? What are we using? These are very important questions. Whilst I would always push for peace, above all things, I want the world to be peaceful, because what's going on in these countries is scary. However, you want to think about your country's position, your continent's position, if necessary. Was that the smartest choice that Africa could make at the time? All right, I'm going to stop the video right here. If you want me to speak more about this, because I have more details, just drop a comment and follow. I will always be here to make sense of a lot of stories that are happening around the world.